from because there is a community celebration evening happening this Friday, and it is in Osnala Alton, Garda Hork, and it's the Cloughaneely Community Awards celebration. And here to tell us more, two from the committee, Catriona Kelly and Helena McClafferty. Ladies, thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much, John.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Who wants to start and tell us a little bit of the background?
I think I'll let Catriona do that.
Okay,
Right.
well, look, this was an idea that a few of us came up with maybe 6 months ago. We wanted to celebrate, congratulate and valorise the efforts of all our many community volunteers that make up the entire community of Cloughaneely, which stretches from Tory Island to beyond Fulcara.
Okay, I mean, a great idea. You know, they're vital in any community, so it's only right, I suppose, that you should shine a light on them.
Exactly, and there are so many volunteers behind every one of these groups, clubs, societies and organisations. Some of them may be charitable organisations, some are sporting, some are directly involved in youth services and youth coaching, others are cultural, musical, but the one thing they all have in common, and we've collated all of the information from up to 55 groups, John, and the one thing we found in common, all of them have a fundraising aspect to them, as well as looking after their own populations. And another thing about it is that we see how much of a network they're creating for members of the community in Cloughaneely.
Helena, I suppose it's only when you start to do something like this and put on an event like this that you realise just how many groups there are out there.
Yeah, we have to be surprised. We were surprised. We actually knew there was a lot of groups doing a lot of good work in the community. But then when we started counting down, then we actually going to have up to maybe 55 community groups.
Wow.
And that's in Cloughaneely area alone.
And will all 55 be represented on the night?
There's going to be at least 53.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's brilliant, and it's great for the community to see what every other group is doing.
Yeah.
We're all going to learn from the night. We're all going to see what every other group is doing.
Yeah.
And I suppose as well as we're looking at, maybe we'll be able to form a database so that when anybody else comes into the community, this is exactly what's happening within
Yeah.
our own community, and these are the groups you can tap into.
So, Catriona, you've spread the net wide. You haven't confined it to one particular area because, as you said there's sporting groups and charitable groups and really a complete across-the-board mixture.
Exactly, and it has been such an encouraging and enjoyable activity collating the work of all of those groups. And I just got one email in this morning from a member of the Cloughaneely Anglers Association who are doing phenomenal work in protecting the vital ecosystems and habitats that are in our rivers. And he said to me in the email, it's good for a community to hold a mirror up to reflect all the good and many things that it can celebrate and take pride in. And I suppose that reminds us why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And again, we want to stress this is a snapshot in time of, it's like an audit of all that's happening in our community at the moment. And we remember very, very fondly at this time past members as well as present members of all of the groups. And we invite them to recognise within their own groups all of that their communities have done to bring them this far.
Well, I suppose when you're going down through the groups and you realise and you sort of you dip in and do a bit of research, that you realise that the work that they do behind the scenes and how much, in a way, we all take them for granted.
Yeah, and I think this is where I suppose I have to give credit to Catriona. Catriona actually that came up with this idea first, to think about doing this here, and it was coming from that angle that there are so many groups out there. They're doing this work voluntary. They don't look for any attention. They don't look for credit. They just go on and they do it from day to day. Yeah. You're talking St Vincent de Paul's. You're talking about all these groups that are out there. They give up their time. And behind every community group there's a voluntary board. They come out in the evenings, 7 o'clock in the evenings. They're heading into meetings to make sure that this work is done.
Yeah.
You know, and they're working behind the scene and they're doing it on a voluntary basis.
And then trying to gather money as well, to raise money to, pay the expenses and to keep it going.
It is, and it's expensive, and funding is not easy to get. We're all dipping into the same pond, you know. I suppose, again, we have to thank our own funders that actually helped us to get this event up and running, because without the funding, we wouldn't have been able to manage or to be, to celebrate.
And you managed to secure a late sponsor.
We did. Thank you.
Did. Well, I suppose when we began this journey, I was at a meeting at which happened to be councillors John Hamish O'Farry and Councillor Michael McClafferty. And they straight away offered their support for this event. And it was thanks to them that we got the courage to run with it and apply to Donegal County Council Members Fund. And they were forthcoming with a very, very nice basis for which to give us a great foundation. Udris na Gaeltachta came along, Donegal Volunteer Centre, and finally just today now we have Energia Shacht in the Gaeilge.
Right.
And they're happy to be associated with this event, because it is happening in our Gaeltacht area, and we're so proud of our Irish language, and we recognise all of the work that has been done in our area through many of these groups' efforts to foster and develop the Irish language.
And relatively speaking, it's a small area, and yet there's 55 groups. Now, a lot of them have a bigger imprint around the wider northwest region, or maybe elsewhere in the country. But nonetheless, 55 groups active in that one area.
And we made sure we kept it within Cloughaneely, because it wouldn't be fair to go outside that border, we kept it within that there, so, and it's going to be a bilingual event as well, because we are in the heart of the Gaeltacht.
Yeah. Is it going to be an annual event?
Well, as I said recently, there's a great, there are possibilities there for more ideas going forward. Maybe the business community would like to replicate this event. I suppose we're learning as we go along. Out of this, other ideas will be inspired, and other events will take place.
Because people will be networking, no doubt,
exactly.
on the night. Yeah.
It's an opportunity there for all of those groups to drum up new members and to let others know what they're about.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry,
I was just going to say, I work in Dunlow myself, and I was talking to them, and they were like, "Oh, this is something we might copy next year within the Rosses area."
Yeah.
So there is.
There will be others looking on.
There will be others looking on, and that will, they will see how this event went, and they can see how things go from there.
Because I know there's a celebration, a county-wide celebration, but no harm in bringing it down further and bringing it down to a locality, in this case Cloughaneely. So anyhow, it's Friday night. It's in Osnaw-Alton, and the Cloughaneely Community Awards celebration, and entry tickets availability.
Well, we've had all of our people, our nominees from all of the groups, have all responded. We have a packed house now at this stage.
Okay.
And we thank all of the members of all of the committees who got back to us with their numbers.
Great.
And looking forward.
It's shaping up to be a great night, and who knows where the future lies. Maybe it will become annual, or if who knows what might come off it.
Yes.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you very
John.
much. Thank you.